Okay, so welcome back, guys. Let's have a look at how we could better use the terrain tool to create some, maybe some of these stalactites, stalagmites. I always get really confused with the two. Anyway, some rock formations. We'll go with that. I'll show you some down here as well. Like in here, it looks a bit more natural and not too blocky. It doesn't look like I've just used the square block anyway. So I think I want to create a kind of waterfall to go on the outside so that it looks like it flows down into here, and this is where this comes from. This water that's flowing into the cave, it's going to come from outside basically. So the first thing I'm going to do is obviously make sure I've got my pickaxe. Now there's a couple ways I can go about this. I could start just placing loads and loads of these and getting higher and higher. This is a good way of doing it because you start to get this natural look, and then you can chisel away from that. Another way of doing it, if we get rid of those. So another way could be maybe these blocks. I could put some blocks up and build my rough sort of shape that I'm after. But I'm actually going to go with the natural. I think I prefer the natural rock and just sort of build my tower as I go. So let's get my scaffolding. So I'm going to need scaffolding. I highly recommend making some scaffolding. It's just obviously a lot easier to get to those hard to reach places. Actually, if I go back, because obviously we've got our different materials. I think I want this to be a little bit more grassy to start with. So you can see I'm just going to start moulding the sort of shapes. This is going to go up, 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 up. And so I'm going to just fill out some of this. I just wanted to have a kind of mound. I think maybe this could be like a pool. We could have a pool here that sort of drains down into the mountain. This could even potentially be a little bridge area, so you come across here and there's like a bridge. So let's actually start to mould that. And we can create a kind of bridge that comes across here. And now if I just want to make this look a little bit more natural, but it's looking too much like the shape from before, this rock's always a good one for just making things look a little bit more natural. And we'll do the same there. And the same on this side. Okay, I like that. It's getting there. Anyway, so we need to carry on with this. If I do, kind of just build that up. Now we might not need our scaffolding. We might be able to sort of stand on the rock as we build and go up with it. We'll see how it goes. We might not be able to, but just kind of want to make it a little bit thicker. At the moment it looks a little bit odd, a little bit out of place, but it will start to look better and more like the scenery soon. Okay, so we're kind of getting this. The water's going to run down in the middle. I'm liking how this is going so far. We're getting there. I think I want to take a little bit away. I think we need to come over here a bit more. I think if we start to bring some rock sort of over here like this. We'll tidy up the back. But for now, that's not what I'm focusing on. I think I might even have that sort of join the tree. If if I get the dirt one. Just sort of, just blend it in a little bit more. Put that there. Gives us those grassy ledges as well. Now if I go back, yeah, that's cool. That's nice. With this down here, the pond could sort of carry on around, go off the edge this way as well. So it'll flow down and sort of float off there as well. I think that could look quite nice. Obviously this needs to remain our path, so we just need to be careful here. Right, let's go a bit higher. I just want this to go a little bit further outwards, I think, as well. Now, this bit here, this gives me an idea, and now this is something I wanted to show you guys as well. And if I'm gonna deliberately overhang this just a little bit further. So if we go over here and just sort of like that. Whoop, we're in the pond. Right. So we can create these kind of... I think I'm going to keep falling in my pond. Right, we can create these kind of stalactites here. This rock formation. And I think this would look quite nice here. And here's how I do it. So first of all, let's define how far down we want this to come. So if I just do that. Let's see, that's merged too much in with the... I'm just going to bring that out a little bit. Okay, now, let's bring that down. And bring that down. I don't want it to look too... Yeah, so let's do that. In fact, let's have it join up. See, this is what I mean. Like, you start making stuff and you just sort of... You see things that you can do and you can just go with it. So that's really cool, right? So we've got that going across there, and that kind of matches the aesthetic here as well. So if we do that, now here's how I chisel the shape. If you get your pickaxe, you'll see this blue sort of square here. Now I'm actually just going to put this down because I think it'll be a bit easier for me to get to. Take the pickaxe and basically just cut away at the sides here. So anything inside this blue area is going to be what cut away. So you can kind of see what you're chiseling. So I just want to take this little bit off here. So I just chip that. Now if I just chip away at some of these bits here. I don't mind if I catch a bit of that up there. My main thing here is making sure that I create the shape that I want on the bit of rock that's hanging down. These do take multiple attempts. You might find you chip off too much and you need to put some more rock back on. It's not always perfect, but you can get there if you put the time into it. So if I just chip that away there, I'm just going to catch the corner of that. So if I chip that, so yeah, so that's going to do too much. I don't want to lose all that. So what I'll do is I'll come around this side first. It doesn't matter if we just miss. Right, I just want to take off the tiny bit on there. Now, am I going to be able to do that? See, I mean, I already like this more. That's quite good. Nope. I'm going to leave that one as it is for now. If I go to my hammer and we just do this again. So we've just got a little bit of a second one going on here. Now you kind of got to see it from all angles, because sometimes you think, oh yeah, that looks really good, and then you go to a different angle and there's loads of rock still. So if we just chip away at that, so see how it's still a bit too squared off at the bottom. Now what I could try and do is just chip from further back here. Yeah, see, that's better already. So for now I'm going to leave it like that. That's fine. I might come back and refine that later. As you can see, some of these are quite spiky. But you get different shapes, which is good. And that's what we want here. So Okay, I'd say that's looking pretty good. I'd say that's looking pretty good. Let's just get a little bit more up here. How's that looking? Whoops. Okay, that's much better. I like that. I think what I will do is just have some more coming down here, you know, just so that it doesn't look too much like it's just been put in place, if you see what I mean. Into the side. It could wrap around here, that's not too bad. I quite like that. Okay. Nice, I like that. A lot of different blocks you can use for this. I like to take my time and do it a little bit longer, block by block. Kind of depends. You could do... Oops. You could do a block a bit larger. Something a bit like this to start with. And I think I might see how we get on doing it like this, just to start with. We're gonna have it kind of run off from a couple of different directions. So if we sort of have this sort of trickling... Oops. I don't know what's going on with this sort of distortion. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, so for some reason that particular graphic setting just didn't like the luminous blocks, right? I kind of want to have, if I do that, I don't know whether to have some kind of splashes. I don't know how it's going to look. No, they look a little bit floaty, don't they? I think that's okay. I think if we have it so that it kind of flows out. Bit like that. Whoop. I think that looks quite nice. And then I might just take some of these... No, people don't need to know that this doesn't go very far down. We can just use single blocks here. Which we actually ran out of, so there you go. So I'm going to fill that in with some luminescent blocks, but it gives you guys an idea of how to create and mould terrain to kind of suit your needs for your base. As you can see, I've done quite a lot of it here, and this will only be the start, I'm sure, of plenty more water features and terrain moulding. But I hope this has been helpful and that you've learnt a couple of things. Even if it's just given you some inspiration, then that's fine by me. So thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't liked or subscribed, then I'd really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video.